This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
You know how we're always talking about what's next? Well, I found it. It's called Formula E. Forget everything you think you know about racing. This isn't just cars going fast. It's like a supercomputer on wheels. The tech is insane, and the drivers, they're like chess grandmasters at 200 miles per hour. You've got to see it. Trust me, you'll be hooked. Follow Formula E live on Roku. Next race, Miami, April 12th.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
Every time I hear about my dad, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between Jeremy Scott and the son he'd never known.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
This is Beaverville. Come on in.
It's Bob here. I got a question.
I woke up yesterday morning with a spring in my step.
Start later, please.
I could never know what the day was.
Fast forward ahead.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper, gang. Yeah. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
It is the 4th day of April 2025. 4-4 day. Special day. And it's Friday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. My name is Chris Hawkey, and here we are on a Friday. Yeah, we got the initials. We got so much more. What a big day, and Parrish and Marnes, the whole crowd's back together. So glad about that. We'll get it started with some comedy from Kyle Kinane. Get your weekend started right now. Come on in. I'm glad you're here.
I threw money in the trash. I wanted a snack. I wanted pistachio nuts. Already an old person snack. Senior citizens, they love shelled nuts. It's one of the last things that's going to put up a fight. That's why I like them too. Pistachios. That's the closest I've ever come to hand-to-hand combat, is the 2 seconds it takes for each pistachio nut. Each one gets its own scenario. You're like, you tell me where she is. I fight each one. Where's the briefcase, Mendoza? I just get at him. That was it. I was walking out of the gas station. I had pistachio nuts in one hand. Change! Pistachio nuts in the other hand. I walked by a garbage can. I've already released the contents of my right hand. It was that easy. Just a Jedi mind trick on myself. But I realized I can't even go get it because the guy from the gas station's been staring at me this whole time because he has no idea what he's seeing. First off, I'm the youngest guy to ever buy dusty pistachio nuts from him, and then also whisper to the package, "You're going down."
Gaze at a graveyard. I love watching Tarzan movies.
The finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride.
This is the Power Trip Morning Show. It's Friday, April 4th. My name's Corey Cove. That's Chris Hawkey. There's Meat Sauce Paul Lambert. There's Zachary Halverson. And it's Friday, so it's the gentleman, John Kriesel.
Hello.
Are we the only, who else calls you a gentleman?
Nobody.
Nobody? Oh, man. Zach's really
Thank you.
gripping that mic over there.
What's going on?
You got it?
It was, the mic was limp, and so Zach knows how to take care of that.
That's weird. Yeah.
Nobody else in your life calls you a gentleman?
No.
Anybody else in your life take care of that limp thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Mrs. Cage.
Good.
Takes care of business, yeah.
My high school gym teacher?
Oh, my.
Oh, hands up. Paul?
Man, we're only 3 minutes into the show. Paul, your hands
Not even
up.
3 minutes.
Hawk's high school gym teacher, Woodhawk.
How do I answer
He's
this?
bored with you, obviously, Sauce. You better straighten your ass up.
Yeah, he is bored with
high school gym teachers and
He hates me.
especially elementary school gym teachers back in the day mine was like a female drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Just, it was ridiculous how mean they
Paul,
were.
your
but they had to be
hands
all
up.
right.
Woodhawk.
What, a
No.
female drill sergeant?
Not my,
Are you kidding?
not my elementary school one. No, he would
I
not.
appreciate
My dad
your
wouldn't.
confidence in me, but
Your dad. Oh,
He would
boy.
not.
Well, hang on. Just like I said a couple days ago,
Yeah.
I don't want Sauce to quote me. I don't think Swedberg wants Sauce to quote.
he said I
no,
could.
he didn't say that. Let the Hawk decide for himself, because you can say he's not interested in your grade school gym teacher. I want Chris to speak for himself.
Right.
Let him decide, John.
do you think
You'd be
that,
surprised.
Yeah, well, he said,
do you think, in all seriousness, that she will order me around a little bit? Like,
It wouldn't be in order. It would be, she would look at you without saying a word and you would just do.
yeah, well, then the answer is absolutely yes.
See, told you.
But you think, though,
Give the boy a chance.
yeah, let the boy
think of
watch.
how rambunctious kids were. I feel like kids were more rambunctious back then.
Yeah.
I feel like when I go to Chloe's school to pick her up, everyone's so well behaved and orderly, whereas ours was chaos.
Yeah.
You had to be like that
Yeah.
in order to. I bet when she went home at night, she would just drink straight whiskey.
Yeah. Right.
Before it was cool.
Yeah, Hawk already said yes.
Yeah, you got to stop. I'm
keep
almost
selling
finished
it
here.
more.
Yeah, he
It's too
said
early,
yes.
it's too early in the morning to be this dehydrated. Stop it. Oh, man.
Oh,
Let me tell you. Yeah, I know. I had one teacher in high school who I actively tried to get it on with after school was over.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What age range? This is what 18? What you said? High school?
Yeah.
So you were 17 or 18 or what?
Oh, well, yeah, this was after I graduated.
Oh, after you graduated.
Yeah.
All right, so you're 18.
Yeah,
and she's
right.
essentially how old? Ballpark it.
See, I'm going to guess. I mean, she seemed real old, but I'm going to guess in her mid 30s probably.
Right. To an 18-year-old, that's significantly older.
Damn right it was.
I've learned that in the last handful of years, being in my late 30s and early 40s. And when Bailey was going through middle school and high school, I was constantly reminded that being 39 to a high schooler is you're super old.
super old.
I'm not super old. I'm 40. No, that's extremely old.
Picture Carmen Electra.
Oh, really?
Okay. She looked nothing like it.
Brilliant.
Well played.
Good.
She was a very athletic looking redhead, and she always had that look in her eye like she wanted to kill the entire class.
And that's what did it for you?
Yeah, and after I graduated, I was working at the Big Wazoo Dayton's Dangerous Rock and Roll Station, and I saw her at a concert, and I was like, okay, she's D to P. There's no doubt about it. So I started working angles, and she wasn't buying it. Pissed me off. But I had, if you know what I mean, if you guys don't mind me, being a little crass, she gave me ammunition for years and years.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
don't be crass.
don't be crass.
Just say that, obviously.
yeah, no, I'm trying not
I
to be
think
crass.
that was a nice way of putting
Thank
it.
you.
Let's say she was in her late 30s, right?
Yeah.
That was almost 40 years ago. She might be dead.
There's no doubt she might be dead,
Yeah.
and there's no doubt that she's real old, and
But
there's no doubt I still would.
Still would.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I'll tell
yeah.
you right now, young Corey Cove,
Extremely old.
I don't
Corey
want to
Cove.
go to bed. I don't want to go to death, my deathbed, without having tagged Miss Mansion. Am I right?
Or at least knowing that that 18-year-old eventually got it, right? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I think now you'd probably be a little disappointed.
She definitely
But you can still tell your 18-year-old self, we got her, buddy.
Yeah.
We did it.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mission
That is-
accomplished.
Yeah.
I was not afraid of. I've never really been afraid of finding my way around the bedroom. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
You have a healthy relationship with sex.
Yes, I do. There is something about an older woman when you're that age. I had a neighbor that went through a divorce.
Yeah.
And she was always kind of flirty, whatever. And then all of a sudden, divorce is settled, all that. And she asked me for drinks.
Okay.
I wasn't 21, but I had an ID that said I was.
Okay.
We went out for drinks. She was very attractive
Okay.
and very I was intimidated as hell.
Yeah.
We got back after drinks. All the neighborhood dudes kind of gave a nod like,
it's happening.
Do it for us.
Yeah.
Give her hell. Yeah. It's the first time
she said.
It's the first time you served your country.
Yeah, the stuff that she was saying, I was like, oh my God. She went in the other room and I was chugging booze to calm down because I was like, this is going to be insane.
Remember when life was that fun?
So, and then, but it ended up not fun, Chris. It ended up not fun. This is one of the worst days of my life.
Oh, golly, Ma.
And I've had
that's
some
really
doozies.
saying something, dude.
It was on.
Okay.
On.
Okay.
And so I was like, getting myself calmed down and was like, all right, drink. I found straight booze under the sink in the cabinet.
Sounds gross, right,
I
Jack?
think it was booze. It was in a booze bottle, but it tasted horrendous. It might have been Pine Sol.
Oh, golly, Ma.
Hang on a second. Stop. This is her house or
her house?
So you go under the sink looking for booze?
Yes. I knew she had poured something from there earlier.
Got it.
But it wasn't out of a booze bottle?
Yes.
It was.
Yes, it was. But the way it tasted,
gambling with any liquid under the sink.
No, I wasn't that crazy back then.
Jeez.
So it was but it tasted not like booze.
Something was off.
Right.
Horrible.
She'd use that to kill her ex-husband.
Probably.
Yeah, correct.
And so
you were
then,
next.
shortly after that, I was like, oh my God, I am so hammered. Like basically spins.
Oh, no.
And then she kept saying ridiculous stuff that I was like, this is on, like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, right.
I went to walk around the
no.
island, and I trip on shoes that were in the entryway, standing next to the shoes, or not standing, but on the wall next to the shoes, a very tall mirror that you hang.
Oh, no!
Shattered it. And that's when I could see her face like go back to going, this is a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was over.
Yeah.
My dad has never been more disappointed than me.
Did he go over and take care of business?
Yeah.
No, I mean, she was way out of his league.
That was it?
That was
Why
it.
was that it?
I can't say on air the stuff she was saying.
Oh.
And to the point that...
then I can't believe she could turn it off just because the mirror shattered.
Yeah, come on. Yes, you can.
It was... Corey, my God. Yes. If this was 3 years later... I would have split her in half like a log. There is no way I would have been remotely needing to chug booze like that.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah.
Or dish soap or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
Pine Sol.
Yeah. Thank God I ended up with my current wife. Otherwise, this situation would have been...
Yeah.
It would have hung over my head for the rest of my life.
I understand what you're saying.
But to your point, though, but that age difference.
Yeah.
But see, you were like settled in. You worked for the Big Wazoo.
Yeah.
I was working at the ink factory.
Right.
I was not on the Big Wazoo.
Got it. Yep.
So I was like, this is my Super Bowl.
This is it, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll never get
And
any
you
better
fumbled.
than this. Yeah.
I
to
Sam
3
Darnold it.
Yeah.
I Sam Darnold
How
it.
was that? How was that? The driver or the walk, whatever.
The walk across the street.
Across the street. How was that? For you?
It was the longest walk of my life.
God, I'd love to see a video of it.
And it was like the Charlie Brown piano, where he's just head down and.
Yeah.
Oh.
Were you holding the shoes you tripped over?
No, I put the Doc Martens on and went back across it, just sad.
Well, did you avoid 7 years of bad luck?
Obviously not.
No.
I did not.
What if
that was
that's
within the 7 years? Son of a bitch.
Oh, I knew it. See, Corey, what do you think of that?
The Romans were right.
Guess what we had as our pet? A black cat.
Oh, yeah. Did you go home and just kill it?
And it crossed your path. Yeah, did you kill it with the shards from the shattered glass?
Yes.
Sacrifice to the sex gods?
Oh, man.
Let me ask you another question. You said your dad had never been more disappointed. Did you walk right in and say, Dad?
He knew.
Oh,
you
he
could
saw
see
it
on my face for sure. He knew.
And he was seeing it through the binoculars.
He's
too.
like,
he was watching.
That's not the face of a man with an empty bag.
Oh, yeah. Did he walk over and go, what did you do?
Son, you look like you have a stomachache.
Oh.
Or what if Dad just goes, that's the second mirror she shattered this week.
I'm not bad.
Yeah, see, the people the gals my dad were used to would shatter a mirror just by looking at it.
Yeah.
And he didn't care.
Don't knock it.
No. Nope.
Yeah.
Like he said, no.
Like how Chris defends women who would shatter the mirror just by looking into it.
Is MUFF, is that can be said on the radio,
I
right?
should probably skip it, though.
Okay.
But sure.
Well, I know, but
He says, no, that too tough. That's his motto is no bleep too tough.
Yeah, no, and you know what? I have a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah, Hawk has a tattoo.
Yeah, little tiny guy.
Yeah, thank you for letting me get that off my chest, because it truly, someone else, I talked about that a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, that my first marriage and the Vikings are my only forms of PTSD, I think.
Yeah.
Unless you're Sarah Lee or Little Debbie, that word should never be in your motto. Right? That's one of those.
Yeah.
You have a life motto? I sure do. What's the key word?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I listen,
Pops.
I mean, listen, that's the kind of T-shirt you wear to a NASCAR race.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Like, and you get multiple, hey, great shirt.
That's the kind of shirt that Miss Mangin wore to that concert.
That's the kind of challenge Miss Mangin was up for.
So did she gun you down like World War II fighter pilot
no
stuff?
chance. There was no chance it was happening. But but there was that I don't know, the door I thought was open, and I was wrong. You
got to shoot your shot, though.
Well, that gives me a different story. So, speaking of shooting your shot. So, right as high school ended, I got a job at Domino's Pizza in Greenville, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
And they know this story. This
is a great story.
But I went to a house, and I dropped off a pizza, and not long after that, we got a call where the lady asked who was that person who just dropped off my pizza. And it was a lady, but again, she was probably in her early 30s, right? Young kids, 2 of them. Never saw the kids, by the way. Went to her house multiple times, never saw her kids. Because I always went there after work in the middle of the night. And so she said, can I talk to him? So I jump on the phone. She's like, hey, you just dropped off my pizza, blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember exactly how the conversation went, because it's just one giant happy memory in my head. Where I went to her, she asked me, she invited me back over. So I go over to her place, and she's an older woman. I'm literally 18. And I go over there, and I'll just say this. The first time I went over there, it was appropriate that I worked at Domino's, because I was definitely 30 minutes or less.
Yes.
I was so pumped, literally.
Yeah. She worked at Little Caesars because she was hot and ready?
You damn right she was. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is terrible. I can't believe I'm going to tell you guys this. But I'm going to tell you because, nobody's listening. She was so sad. You could just tell her life was at its nadir, right? You know what I mean? Like, she was having a rough run. And
imagine when she reflected on this moment.
That's my point. And one of those kids in the house, do you know who it was? Henry Phillips. No, but
brilliant.
But I got a few invites to go back over. She was a really tall lady with enormos.
So worth the climb? Worth the climb?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Now, was Daddy
Condom?
was Daddy living? Not a baby. Was Daddy living there? And this just was when Daddy was at work? No. She
you
knew better than that, because Daddy come home with a shotgun.
He'd already been punched by an older man.
Yeah, but she didn't. She didn't have the kids around you, so none of that. This was a business transaction.
She may have been a vampire. I never saw her in the daylight.
Yeah.
Ever.
And you're 5'6". How tall was she?
She was real tall, so probably like 5'9".
That's a huge bitch.
No, she was taller than me for sure. But just enormos. Huge. And I mean,
she was a handful?
Yeah. And I remember very, very well the feeling of boy, I like you said, I screwed that up. But for a completely different reason. Like, I barely was, and I was...
Yeah. 2 pumps in a quiver?
Correct.
Almost every time we've talked about this story in the past, this has gone through my mind. My guess is we have...
You're rock hard.
My guess is we've broken this down almost every time you've told this story, but I still think it's the most interesting thing. I don't care what year this is, even though this is, 1988-ish?
89.
89.
Yep, 89. That's right, yep.
I still think it would be weird in 2025, but even in 1989, can you imagine, let's say she's 34 years old.
Yeah, okay.
Seeing an 18-year-old kid drop off a pizza and then calling the pizza place going, who is that?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a man or a woman. That's the creepiest move of all time. And
the sexy.
Yeah, come on.
And how about the success rate should be almost zero, right? Like now you'd say in terms of like the business shouldn't be like, oh, you mean Chris? He's right here. Yeah, sure. I'll traffic him to you.
It's a busy Friday night, but here, Hawk, talk to
now,
her.
if you call up a place and be like, hey, a really good-looking lady just dropped off my Jersey Mikes or whatever. Could you send her back to my house? I'd go, dear God, they'd call the cops immediately.
She called Hawkey and said,
Yeah,
I'd like a sausage pizza, hold the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's awesome, but good coworkers.
And then a little Smokey showed up.
They're like, Playboy, hey.
The manager of the Domino's was a cousin of my dad's.
Oh, boy.
So,
So he knew immediately, like, I'm going to help my buddy out here.
Yeah.
He is right here, and he's ready.
Oh, yeah.
I like how she stewed over it for a little bit, too. Like, it wasn't like she immediately grabbed you. Like, she thought about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And let me
Long
tell
and
you,
hard.
there was nothing attractive about me. I wasn't good at personal hygiene back then.
What about her?
She was, in my mind, she, was Stacy's mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
In my mind, she was a 12 and a half.
But so think, like the gal across the street, at some point, they're like, this is no strings attached, young, probably stamina. Just let's do this.
Yeah, right.
And then they can just walk away. Like you said, it was only, like T-Pain says, that night thing.
Yeah.
You were only doing that night thing.
And I would expect that not long after the last time I saw her, she got sober. You know what I mean?
That was her rock bottom.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I got to do this for the kids and for my.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to keep putting it through.
Because that guy just circles the parking lot now, looking into the house.
He keeps bringing me free pizza.
Yeah, why is he always here?
I'm trying to think of anybody from Indiana that's like almost 40 years old.
How many?
Just to see if somebody got famous and like their trauma is watching a pizza guy come through the back door, like no pun intended.
She wouldn't let me do that.
Dude, that job. I was a pizza delivery driver once. I was a pizza cook. Coming from work, you have a smell to you.
Oh yeah,
come on,
marinara and tears.
No, yeah.
That was the name of our love song.
And you just dealt it out.
Yeah.
You probably have a handful of kids with her.
Oh man. You're probably right. Who knows? I wouldn't know her if she was sitting in the studio right now. I have no idea.
You haven't gotten an invite to Maury?
No.
Good.
No, she wouldn't let me involved. She wouldn't let me know the kid.
By the way, everybody out there, just do this as a science experiment today to see if my hypothesis is correct. Call up a local business and say, hey, there was a really attractive person that just dropped off some food. Could you send them back my way?
Yeah.
Just see what happens and then report back to me. I'm not going to do it, but why doesn't the rest of the Twin Cities give it a shot?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, see what happens.
Every once in a while, I get recommended on Facebook a group of DoorDash drivers with their like horror stories. And there's a lot of them that they're people who will be like, hey, if you want to, like, they'll message the DoorDash driver, hey, if you want to come back.
Oh, God.
Greasy.
See, that's so gross, but that lady did it to Chris.
Yeah, that lady, multiple times.
Oh, Sauce, that was a hell of a first segment. I thought your contribution was outstanding.
It was wonderful. Thank you. Thanks
Sorry,
to my
Paul.
friends. No, at Gutter Helmet and GutterHelmetMN.com. Never clean your gutters again. They are the absolute best. GutterHelmetMN.com.
Yes!
All right, Marnie in a little bit, Parrish in a little bit. $88,000. Again, Back to the Future reference, but $88K at 8:15 today for the initials game up for grabs. Thanks to St. Paul Federal Credit Union. More of the power.
You know how we're always talking about what's next? Well, I found it. It's called Formula E. Forget everything you think you know about racing. This isn't just cars going fast. It's like a supercomputer on wheels. The tech is insane. And the drivers, they're like chess grandmasters at 200 miles per hour. You've got to see it. Trust me. You'll be hooked. Follow Formula E live on Roku. Next race, Miami, April 12th.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
I just knew him as a kid.
Long, silent voices from his past came forward.
And he was just staring at me.
And they had secrets of their own to share.
Gilbert King. I'm the son of Jeremy Lynn Scott.
I was no longer just telling the story. I was part of it.
Every time I hear about my dad, it's, oh, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between a killer and the son he'd never known.
If the cops and everything would have done their job properly, my dad would have been in jail. I would have never existed.
I never expected to find myself in this place. Now, I need to tell you how I got here.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Bone Valley, Season 2. Jeremy.
Jeremy, I want to tell you something.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And to hear the entire new season ad-free with exclusive content starting April 9th, subscribe to Lava for Good Plus on Apple Podcasts.
Our trip after this.
The Power Hour begins at 8 a.m. It's at KFAN.com/watch. It's powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
I know.
I like to match the vibes with the vibes.
The vibe.
Smart.
Match the vibe. I like it's good thinking on your part.
What a chameleon. Yes. You're a radio chameleon.
You're something else.
Please stop.
All right, relax.
Wow.
Hey.
All right, so Johnny Kriesel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get to this now. Why not? We got 3 hours to kill.
What's going on?
Before we talk Wolves and Twins and all that other garbage in the next segment, over the last couple of months, you've been just hammering Westerns.
Oh, yes.
You dove into the genre of Westerns, and you said at one point you were going to compile your top 10 Westerns of your viewing life.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's hear what you like.
All right. So the honorable mention, 13, 12, and 10 were 13 was Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Very good.
Yep.
So that's where it's the last of this list, but they're all exceptional. So it's not a slight to it.
Sure.
12 was the True Grit 2010 remake.
Also fantastic.
Yeah, wonderful.
11 was 310 to Yuma, the 2007 remake.
Love it.
So my top 10. Number 10 is The Hateful Eight. Outstanding. Even on an airplane next to a lady who jumped during so I thought she was speaking at the screen. I knew it once a head was blown off. And she kind of jumped. So good.
So good.
I mean, Tarantino is...
Yeah.
And just there will be things that feel very predictable, and they're not. Like, all of a sudden, there's a crazy twist that you're like, wait a minute.
What?
What the hell happened?
Yep.
So then number 9. If I can open this, The Magnificent Seven.
Ooh.
1960.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good story.
Who's in that? Anybody noteworthy?
I think Lee Marvin, is that his name?
I think so. It's there was one.
Dr. Lee Marvin?
Yes, that's
Dr.
right.
Lee.
Yeah.
There was mostly unknown. There was one person that who is the one that
it is Magnificent Seven has Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen is the one star. Otherwise it's the all of these though, I think if you're less I'm not one to really like old movies. Westerns are great. Because they don't need crazy special effects.
Right.
And was it like Technicolor or the cameras that they used? And I think it's the same kind that Tarantino bought for The Hateful Eight to make it feel like an old school movie. They're so bright, especially remastered. Fantastic. So yeah, Steve McQueen is the star.
Charles Bronson.
That's it. That's the name I was trying to
small
get.
part. He's got a bigger part in one of the ones I'm about to say. Number 8. And this is the one I've finished most recent, Django Unchained.
Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah. How about Leo in that movie?
Yeah. So good.
Oh.
Easy to hate.
Good.
Yeah,
but
man.
you look, what a difficult part to play.
Come on, yeah, man. And it takes guts to play that. Yeah, right.
Yes.
To play that role.
But just everything about it. It has everything you need. Everything you need. Number 7, The Wild Bunch, 1969. So this one is actually what I've read is this was part of, or some of the inspiration for Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep, there's a Dutch in there. The group is just, they're on hand. They're the Wild Bunch.
Ernest Borgnine, he plays
Borgnine's in there. Your guy.
Love Ernest Borgnine.
Come on, Ern.
Yeah. It's awesome. Lots of violence. Number 6, The Searchers with John Wayne, 1956.
Man, a lot of these are
I've
old
not
school.
seen that one.
But it is, and especially I bought it on Amazon Prime. So bright. The colors are amazing.
Yeah.
From 1956. And obviously they've remastered it, but so beautiful. That landscape, just fantastic. So, and John Wayne is just a legend. Loves to slap people.
Yeah,
loves.
He'll slap that
and
ass.
just, that'll be the day.
Yeah.
Everything is, it's classic. And they don't need to be overly vulgar or whatever. Not that I'm afraid of that, but.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Bring it.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. 1967.
That was almost the title of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to say which one's which, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's, it was distracting because Sergio Leone, who was the director of it, I thought something was up with my sound or with the download or whatever because the voices were off. It's because they did the post-production. They added a lot of the voices because it was filmed overseas.
Was it a spaghetti western?
Yes. Yes. And so I don't think I'm mixing it up with another one. But once I learned that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Then I could just focus on what they were saying instead of their lips being different from the words. And some of the actors and actresses were Italian. So fantastic, though. Great one. And then number 4, Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson was a badass in this.
A badass in real life, too.
Yeah. I think 2 Purple Hearts.
Yeah.
And have you seen Once Upon a Time in the West?
I don't know.
It's worth it.
I need to check that out.
Definitely worth it. It's kind of a slow burn.
Somebody pisses him off.
There's a piece of land. There's a piece of land that's about to become very valuable because the railroad's coming through.
Okay.
And there's a widow so someone was hired essentially to go and scare this family off the land.
Okay. Yep.
A railroad baron hired people to do that.
Right.
Gets out of hand. They kill the family. She's alive. Bronson and some of the others want to look out for her. But the people that are causing the problems are some badasses.
Right.
So it takes a badass to take care of that.
Avi.
Bronson is the man.
Yeah.
Excellent movie. Like all of these, just everything about it. They're feel good. Not feel good. That's the wrong way of saying it, but you feel good.
Good guys to root for.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3, Tombstone.
Oh, yeah.
The fantastic, very timely now.
Yeah, the best.
With the
That's
passing.
one of the best films ever.
Oh, Lord.
I got my wife to watch it last weekend. She liked it. She pretended not to, but she liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
I don't know why they do that.
I do.
It's so good, fun. That's the one I think if people are unsure about Westerns, that is your gateway drug. Yeah. That's the first one I watched from this list, and then I was hooked.
Yeah.
Number 2, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969.
Okay, cool. Good.
Everything about that, it's fun, it's funny, it's gritty, all of the things.
Yeah.
But Paul Newman and Robert Redford together, you just can't beat it. It is so freaking good.
Yeah. You have to be like lay down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are some handsome cowboys.
It's so funny too. Bolivia, like that whole bit.
Everything.
It's just everything about it.
You want to be their friend.
You do.
You want to be part of their gang.
They're the most likable murderers.
Yes, they're murderers.
They're murderers. And then number 1.
Say it.
Can we guess?
I know what it is.
I can guess.
It has to be.
It's got to be Rango.
Yes.
It is?
No.
It's definitely
Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
He's got it.
Yes.
He's got it.
Yep.
He played Jim West, Desperado.
Yeah.
Chris, you know my answer
It's
to this
Unforgiven,
one.
man.
100%.
This is one of the greatest films of any kind.
It is so freaking good. The story, like we've talked about, like that movie hits you.
Yeah. That's a great film.
God, when he
So
takes
good.
that bottle away.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the all-time greatest moments in movie history.
Period.
Because it is very rare where a story is set up so beautifully, perfectly, and you're emotionally tied that without dialogue, it says all that needs to be said. You are like, some son of a bitches are about to pay.
There's some dead people involved here. I mean, everybody in that film. Even the kid who you hate.
Yeah.
Is great.
It's so good.
Clint, obviously, I think he directed that as well.
I think so.
And then, Gene Hackman.
So how about in your top 3?
Yes.
How about in your top 3? Val Kilmer and Gene Hackman. And we've lost them both in the last, 2 months?
Right.
Yeah.
Heads up, Clint Eastwood.
And he's in his low 90s.
He's 112.
Yeah.
My God.
It is these movies, if you are unsure, start with Tombstone. And then you can go through any on this list. And there are people, thank you to everyone on X that were sending me recommendations. It got to a point where I was never going to get into other ones. Like, so I had to switch. So now I think Rocky's going to be my next non-Western, and then you said to wait for Jaws because it's going to be in the theater.
It's going to come back in theaters. It's the 50th anniversry. That's a movie you should see for the first time in theaters.
That's what I'm going to do.
It's going to be epic.
Bring Mrs. K to the Alamo Draft House Cinema. So
bring her to the Alamo. Watch a Western.
Yeah,
take her to the basement.
In the basement, sure, man.
Yeah.
Front Page Sports is next. That was good.
Done.
Front Page Sports after this on the Fan.
You know how we're always talking about what's next? Well, I found it. It's called Formula E. Forget everything you think you know about racing. This isn't just cars going fast. It's like a supercomputer on wheels. The tech is insane, and the drivers, they're like chess grandmasters at 200 miles per hour. You've got to see it. Trust me. You'll be hooked. Follow Formula E live on Roku. Next race, Miami, April 12th.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
I just knew him as a kid.
Long, silent voices from his past came forward.
And he was just staring at me.
And they had secrets of their own to share.
Gilbert King. I'm the son of Jeremy Lynn Scott.
I was no longer just telling the story. I was part of it.
Every time I hear about my dad, it's, oh, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between a killer and the son he'd never known.
If the cops and everything would have done their job properly, my dad would have been in jail. I would have never existed.
I never expected to find myself in this place. Now, I need to tell you how I got here.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Bone Valley, Season 2. Jeremy.
Jeremy, I want to tell you something.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And to hear the entire new season ad-free with exclusive content starting April 9th, subscribe to Lava for Good Plus on Apple Podcasts.
He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now.
This song's got to be in the, whatever you call it.
Public domain?
Public domain.
I don't know.
God, we used to play this all the time. All the
He's in
time.
the jailhouse now. Great song.
Yeah.
Panicked because I walked over here too late.
Yeah. Corey said he's planning on Tombstone and Unforgiven.
I mean, those are the two I should probably
have to.
Did you ever watch A Million Ways to Die in the West or whatever? Did you ever watch that with Seth MacFarlane?
I've not.
Okay, it's a comedy Western. It's very, very funny. I think it's ridiculous. It's the guy who does, King of the Hill and all that jazz.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane. It's really funny. You should watch that too. That's funny.
Okay.
It's a Western, but it makes fun of Westerns, but it's really good. And when she shows him she's a hoer in the Old West.
You're talking about, is this Charlize Theron?
No, it's Sarah Silverman.
Mm-hmm.
And Giovanni Ribisi, or whatever his name is her, she's engaged to him, but she's a hoer and he's a virgin. And so she shows him it for the first time, and the look on his face is like, oh.
Jeez.
It's pretty funny. You should watch it.
I will.
I love Giovanni Ribisi.
I do too, yeah. Him and Saving Private Ryan, holy moly.
Yeah, he's great.
Oof. Yeah.
Friends,
when they're looking at
Boiler Room.
When they're looking at the dog tags, and he comes over and he's like, what are you doing, man? Oh, jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Man. Oof.
Such a good movie.
Sneaky Pete was a good show.
Now for Front Page Sports. Oh, yeah. Presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Thanks, Holiday, for a limited time. You can get 3 monsters for just $7. I did it yesterday. Look at this. That's one of them. I got these at Holiday yesterday. Don't want to go this morning. I went yesterday. But you can go this morning. 3 monsters for $7. Thanks, Holiday.
Thank you.
The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Brooklyn Nets 105-90. Rudy Gobert was just absolutely incredible. 21 points and 18 boards and only missed one shot. He was 9 of 10 from the floor. He just dominated. Brooklyn was terrible, as they have been all year. 25 and 52 now on the season. They shot just 4 free throws, and they were the home team.
Wow.
4.
They gave up after. It was frustrating at first because the Wolves, it kind of felt like their classic come out of the gate slow,
very
goofing
slow
around, and then they got to business. And so they're getting into form at the right time.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah.
So something kind of weird, though, is happening in front of them. We've been talking the last handful of days how the Grizzlies are collapsing, although they won last night. We'll talk about that in a second. But the other thing that was kind of good is that the Warriors continue to win, but last night they beat the Lakers, who also are starting to slowly slide backwards.
Yes.
So
5-5 in their last 10.
Yeah, so in the last, week or two, it's gone from, all right, it's Warriors, Wolves, and Clippers fighting for spot number 6. The other two teams are going to be 7 and 8.
Yep.
Now the Lakers and Grizzlies have fallen so far back towards the pack that you could argue all the way up to 4 is up for grabs.
Yeah.
I mean, if those two teams keep sliding, so Golden State's in 5th, a half a game ahead of Memphis and Minnesota. The Clippers are in 8th, and they are a half a game behind Memphis and Minnesota. So it's gone from a 3-team pileup to basically about a 5-team pileup. Now, all 5 are going to make the top 8.
Yeah.
Right, which doesn't technically guarantee you a playoff spot because 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 are in the play-in tournament. But all of these teams are at least in the top 8 heading into the play-in.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of where they fall. But again, the top 6 are the ones that are guaranteed playoff spots.
Denver even, they're 2 games out of the Wolves.
The Wolves should be 15-point favorites tomorrow against Philly.
Terrible team.
They have to keep winning, though. Get out of the damn play-in because the Wolves are the kind of team that could have that one bad game at the wrong time and then end up in such a bad spot. Whereas this team right now, the way they're playing, should at least make it out of the first round.
Yeah.
They absolutely should.
They play Philly, Milwaukee, Memphis, Brooklyn, and Utah. 3 of those 5 games, they will be double-digit favorites in. So you got to beat Milwaukee, and then, we'll go on from there. But, they should win at least 4 or 5.
The Memphis game on Thursday is massive.
That's greasy.
Yeah, it might be the difference between a locked playoff spot and a play-in game. We'll see. The Twins lost. Won. Freudian slip. They lost their home opener, 5-2 to the Astros. Joe Ryan, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 6 strikeouts. He gave up a couple of home runs. Look it up on your phone. The only fun thing was that Jose Altuve went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. Although I will always, again, this is the definition of cheering for the laundry and not the people. It's always the best when Twins fans boo the hell out of Jose Altuve like, you cheater! Yeah. But they will just drench themselves in Carlos Correa's sweat. They love Carlos Correa, but they boo Altuve like he's the worst person that's ever lived.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Well, because Altuve's not tall enough to ride the log flume.
Yeah. Yeah, Altuve was kind of the ringleader of all that.
He's still an unlikable little fella.
Yeah, he's very unlikable.
I'm taller than him when my prosthetics are off.
Yeah. Is his nickname Altuve? Is he a crime lord? Who are we talking about here?
Jose Altuve.
Oh, okay.
0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. And again, they booed him basically every at-bat.
The golden sombrero,
cheater!
Man.
What a cheater. You suck.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
That's the loudest they got. Was his 5 strikeouts.
Yeah. The thing about that, though, is, and you guys know this very well, 90% of the people booing heard other people boo and was like, let's boo this man.
Yes, we don't even know what we're booing.
Right. That's
Mob
how I
mentality.
am. Yeah. Everybody's booing. Okay, boo!
It's fun to boo.
Oh, it is. Sure.
Twins are off today. They have Houston again tomorrow at 1:10.
Yeah. I fell asleep after like the second inning. And I'm like, they're up 2-0 at the time, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this will be great. This is going to be a good win. And then I wake up and it's top of the 9th, and they're just
they interviewed
still at 2.
Pablo Lopez, and during that interview, Joe Ryan gave up just 2 moonshot home runs.
2?
Yeah. One in the second deck.
Yeah, one in the second deck. Yeah, it was greasy.
Man, they suck.
Yeah, good.
Oh, come on.
The Arizona Cardinals and tight end Trey McBride agreed to a 4-year, $76 million extension, making him the highest paid tight end in NFL history. He gets $43 million guaranteed, but the $19 million annual average breaks the record over Travis Kelce, who had the previous record of $17.125 a year. Now, if you remember, Trey McBride had the weird year last year where he was catching 1 million balls a game.
Whoa.
But didn't have a receiving touchdown until week
16?
Yeah, 15 or 16. He had one rushing one, I think, but everybody's like, wow, one of the best tight ends in the league has 0 receiving touchdowns. It almost is mathematically impossible for a guy that had 111 catches. Did you see what week it was? I think it was about 3 weeks to go. He finally got one. Then I think he finished with 2.
Yeah, looking right.
Weird to have that kind of a year, right? Giant numbers, 111 catches, 1,146 yards. But a guy who didn't score a touchdown until almost the end of the season just gets rewarded with the highest contract in tight end NFL history. But still, I think they understand it was kind of an anomaly. You can't have that kind of production without getting more touchdowns, but he just did.
Yep.
But that should swing back. And he's only 25 years old. He's right in his prime.
He caught it Saturday, December 28th, and then he caught one more the following week.
But how many weeks were left then? So that was week 16?
What must have been week 17 and 18, right? Hang on.
What were the dates again?
Hold on, let me widen this out here. One of us. He caught it in week 17 and 18. So he had a touchdown in week 16 and then week 17, or however it is, the last 2 games. He had a touchdown.
All right, I'm confused.
No, sorry. He had a touchdown in the last 2 games of the season.
Last 2 games, okay.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, he had like monster games. 124 yards, 133 yards, 123 yards. No touchdowns.
Almost impossible. Geno Smith and the Raiders agreed to a 2-year, $75 million extension. So he's now signed through 2027. Pete Carroll likes Geno Smith, I guess.
How much guaranteed?
That is $66.5 million guaranteed out of the 75, so most of it. And incentives could push it as high as 85.5.
So that's a real contract. That's not like the Diggs one. And
did I sleep for a year? He wasn't on that squad last year, was he?
No, when Darnold, they released, the Seahawks released him.
Okay.
To make room to sign Sam Darnold.
Oh, got it.
One of those unbelievable non-tampering coincidences that they just happen to let him go, and we miraculously have a Sam Darnold deal in place basically the second we can sign him. I wonder how that works.
And it was 40-1 at one point for him to go to the Seahawks. That would have been nice to have an idea.
Have a heads up.
Yeah.
I think they dumped him on like a Friday night, too.
Want to hear something crazy? Not that it is one of those stats that doesn't matter, but it's kind of crazy that it's only happened this many times. He's just the 5th player since 1970, when the merger took place, to set a franchise record for passing yards, but then start the following season on a new team. It's only happened 4 other times. Bob Berry, Ken Stabler, Jay Cutler, and Jameis Winston. And now Geno Smith.
So Cutler for Denver and then was traded to
Chicago. Yep. It's only happened 4 other times. Anyway.
That's it.
What really matters is... I think Mr. Z's next. So we'll talk to Mr. Z, and then we'll do What Really Matters. Power Trip Morning Show fan.
You know how we're always talking about what's next? Well, I found it. It's called Formula E. Forget everything you think you know about racing. This isn't just cars going fast. It's like a supercomputer on wheels. The tech is insane, and the drivers, they're like chess grandmasters at 200 miles per hour. You've got to see it. Trust me, you'll be hooked. Follow Formula E live on Roku. Next race, Miami, April 12th.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
I just knew him as a kid.
Long, silent voices from his past came forward.
And he was just staring at me.
And they had secrets of their own to share.
Gilbert King. I'm the son of Jeremy Lynn Scott.
I was no longer just telling the story. I was part of it.
Every time I hear about my dad, it's, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between a killer and the son he'd never known.
If the cops and everything would have done their job properly, my dad would have been in jail. I would have never existed.
I never expected to find myself in this place. Now, I need to tell you how I got here.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Bone Valley, Season 2. Jeremy.
Jeremy, I want to tell you something.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And to hear the entire new season ad-free with exclusive content starting April 9th, subscribe to Lava for Good Plus on Apple Podcasts.
Catch the tourney finals with us. Join Max Fuller next Monday night for a KFAN tournament finals watch party at the Rabbit Hole in Minneapolis. Stop by starting at 7:30 to see a champion crowned with our very own Max Fuller. And make sure to ask us how you can secure your own KFAN swag. Get the full details now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Well said.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk to Mr. Z. He's been waiting the entire commercial break. Let's see what's going on. Hi, Mr. Z. Good morning.
Hey, guys. What's up?
All right, so Mr. Z talks movies almost every Friday, especially when something big comes out. And look, for the kiddos, this is a big weekend. I guess one of my questions about Minecraft is which kiddos? Like, what age range is this appropriate for, or is it going to hit between the eyes? Because the reviews aren't good, but as you always say, it's not for adults, right? It's for kids. But what demo do you think this is going to hit the most?
There's probably a two-part answer, but the people who are going to like it most, if you're 8 to 12, that range, because they're just going to get cranked up from being in the Minecraft world. But I can tell you that almost everyone, the 17 to 30-year-olds, people who grew up with Minecraft, they're going to enjoy it. But they're also going to rip it because, first of all, if you're 16, that's what you do. And then, but I mean, there's a lot of the stuff about the movie that is, I mean, it's super over the top. They decided, I think, to just go way, way over the top, to be almost to the point of ridiculousness. And so I kind of enjoyed it, from being a dad who had a lot of little kid Minecraft parties for birthday parties for my kids and stuff. So, I think almost everyone's going to go see this who grew up with Minecraft, and then you get that range of they should have done this, they should have done that. That doesn't happen in the game, that kind of stuff. But if you look back at the reviews on a Super Mario movie, it's almost identical. So similar, not dollars wise, but similar reactions to the movie, I feel.
But it's still going to be big, not Mario big, but big.
No. It's going to open to, I was at CinemaCon this week, so I just rolled back into town not too long ago, but I'm assuming 100 million opening weekend kind of thing, maybe somewhere in that range. Okay. And then midweek stuff probably also going to be really strong into week 2.
So speaking of CinemaCon, I can't wait to hear what you can talk about, but the early reviews on How to Train Your Dragon, which doesn't come out until June, people that apparently got a glimpse of it or a preview of it or all of it, I'm not sure how much of it you got to see, but the people that are talking about it online so far say it is exceeding expectations and that everybody that's pumped for it is going to be unbelievably happy. That's the real deal.
Yeah. Yep. They screened the movie, the whole movie. Universal did. Slam dunk. First of all, it's again, I have no idea what I'm supposed to talk about, but it's I don't want to say it's shot for shot, but it's very true to the original, and it's really done amazingly. The only thing I would say is that it's funny when you think about bringing kids to it. When you bring your kid to a cartoon movie about dragons and killing dragons and, all that stuff, you're like, it's a cartoon. And then when it's real life, you're like, this is a little more intense than you might, than you might think when it's a cartoon movie. But yeah, so absolutely. I think we talked a week or two ago that would be one of the biggest movies of the year. And after the screening, I would say that is absolutely going to be one of the biggest movies of the year.
That's awesome. What else did you see at CinemaCon that you can talk about?
Well, we saw, the one thing that sticks out, Hawk, I don't know if you ever read when Stephen King and Richard Bachman wrote, I think it was called The Long Walk. Oh, yeah. They're making a movie out of that, and the trailer's really impressive on The Long Walk. That's just for me, personally. Lots of, Avatar stuff, a lot of Disney stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular that jumped out. But yeah, I'll sit down. I'll take some notes and we'll go over it sometime off the top of my head.
Yeah, that story of The Long Walk it should be interesting. It's about, you know what? I won't ruin it, but it's kind of a Hunger Games thing, only really sinister. Really, I remember reading that book before I knew Richard Bachman was Stephen King.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That was his pseudonym.
Yeah, that was cool because I think Thinner might have been part of that too. I think that was part of that. But yeah, really good. In fact, it's directed by the guy who's currently directing the Hunger Games series. So,
okay. There you go.
Not that it's related necessarily, but it is it looks. But I'm just telling you that sometimes you see a trailer for a movie and you're like, oh no, they're going to wreck it. And this one looks really good.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
Mr. Z, I know it's a month out, but Does everybody expect the Marvel film Thunderbolts to do well?
I think so. It depends. Not like olden days. I think that people are expecting Thunderbolts to do perfectly fine. It isn't a slam dunk. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is gonna get us back to the Iron Man days, because it's more of a, I don't want to say Suicide Squad, but it's more of that kind of thing where you're bringing off characters, you're not bringing the main characters in. So, but everything I've seen is that people are kind of excited about it to get started on this new. We're not using any of the old actors and the old characters, that we're finally starting the new Marvel universe. So I think that people are cautiously optimistic.
Sweet.
Hey, didn't Downey Jr. just turn 60? I think he's 60.
I think you're correct.
I mean, Iron Man's 60.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, now he's Dr. Doom, which will be A+.
Hell of a life, that guy said.
Mr. Z, anything else?
No, not really. A little tired, long trip. But yeah, I'll take some notes. I'll go over some stuff. I'll see what my thoughts were on some of the other stuff.
Gotcha. Where was CinemaCon? Was that Vegas again?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
Yeah, so he's always out there, and we used to be out there.
Yeah, so you're also broke, right? Because you spent a handful of days in Las Vegas.
Yeah, no, actually, you know what? I don't think I gambled $1 this time.
How dare you?
Well, but I mean, if you just bought bottled water right now in Las Vegas, you're probably broke.
Yeah,
true.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I've heard you guys say that. I was funny because I took me and my son, he turned 21. We went out to Vegas and we stayed at the Paris. A while back.
Yeah.
And when we were walking, you go Paris, you take a right, and CVS is there.
Yep.
And we just loaded up every day on vitamin waters, and it was all like basically the same price as anywhere else. And so I'm like, well, this is kind of sweet.
Yeah.
It was like $2.89 for a bottle of vitamin water. So we just hit CVS every day and loaded up with drinks. So
Target, Walgreens, and CVS, or those ABC stores, that's the hack, right? Is if you go to those little corner spots, CVS and Walgreens and Target, that's the way to not go broke pretty quickly in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Save that money.
And the other thing I found is after being at Caesars a lot, and then I was showing them how to play roulette, which is fun.
The best.
Caesars takes a lot of money to play roulette at Caesars, but at Paris, there's a lot of like $5 minimum tables at the Paris on roulette. So it's like, wow, this is kind of cool. If you go to the little smaller casinos, their minimum tables are a lot smaller. So you can find a way to make it through in Vegas.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Z. Appreciate it, man.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
There you go. The stadium gaming with roulette, where there's a real wheel, but it might not be in front of you. You can always get $5 minimum tables instead of 25 or 50 at some of the actual live tables at casinos.
Not the same vibe, though.
No, but it's still, when your number hits, it feels just as good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now I want to play roulette. God dang it.
Roulette, Play some greasy slots.
Wild news is next. What really matters is next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
You know how we're always talking about what's next? Well, I found it. It's called Formula E. Forget everything you think you know about racing. This isn't just cars going fast. It's like a supercomputer on wheels. The tech is insane, and the drivers, they're like chess grandmasters at 200 miles per hour. You've got to see it. Trust me, you'll be hooked. Follow Formula E live on Roku. Next race, Miami, April 12th.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
I just knew him as a kid.
Long, silent voices from his past came forward.
And he was just staring at me.
And they had secrets of their own to share.
Gilbert King. I'm the son of Jeremy Lynn Scott.
I was no longer just telling the story. I was part of it.
Every time I hear about my dad, it's, oh, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between a killer and the son he'd never known.
If the cops and everything would have done their job properly, my dad would have been in jail. I would have never existed.
I never expected to find myself in this place. Now, I need to tell you how I got here.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Bone Valley, Season 2. Jeremy.
Jeremy, I want to tell you something.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And to hear the entire new season ad-free with exclusive content starting April 9th, subscribe to Lava for Good Plus on Apple Podcasts.
Join Meat Sauce and Nordo for a live broadcast of Saturdays with Sauce at the Twin Cities Auto Show. That's Saturday, April 19th. Drop by the iHeart Zone. The iHeart Zone. From noon to 2 to catch the show, meet the guys, and just snag your KFAN gear. Get the full details now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
All right, let's dive in. We got a lot to get to. It's What Really Matters time. We're going to learn something. It's going to be fun. I promise.
Is it deep enough to dive in right now?
Actually, hang on. I can't promise that. I don't know if we're going to have fun. It's Friday morning.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's in weekend mode. I think it's going to be good, but I shouldn't promise that. That's just not true.
Yeah.
I don't want to let people down.
Well, the
on
weekend's
a Friday.
finally here.
It is finally here. Wild news presented by Catalyst and CatalystSupplyCo.com. If you're a Twin Cities contractor, boost your build with the great people at Catalyst. Thanks, Catalyst.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, good news, bad news. The good news is the Wild are still doing fine. The bad news is it's not over yet. Calgary won last night 4-1 over Anaheim. The Flames just 5 points back, Zachary. They have 7 games left. The Wild have 6 games left, and one of them is against the Minnesota Wild. That's next Friday in Canada. So, I mean, just get a couple more victories and you're probably in the clear, but it is not over yet, Zachary. Calgary going to try to make a push.
Could I see the Wild making the playoffs? Probably.
I wonder can you see if you can look this up, Zachary? See if you can find out what ESPN analytics say the chances that we make it. My guess is it's 80 something.
Yeah, there's some.
It's got to be close, but it's not over. It's not 100. Got to get there.
Like The Athletic does a daily chances of making the playoffs thing.
See if you can find that number.
What Money Puck says here. Whoa. It's still 89.9%.
89, okay.
It's been hovering in 90 for a long, long while, so I'm sure that number probably dipped just barely because of Calgary, who's at 12.7%.
Yeah, just don't crap the bed before the game next Friday against Calgary, right? Because if you just go over this week and give Calgary life, and then you have to square off against them, then all bets are off. Just find a win or two in the next week, and then we're good.
I mean, the good news is, you got Dallas on Sunday, which obviously they're very good, but they're also you're kind of in that they've already made the playoffs. You're kind of hoping that those the really good teams that you play the rest of the way, they don't see it as important as you do, and it's at home. So Sunday afternoon could be a good day for the Wild, and then they've got the Sharks, who are terrible. On Wednesday. Sharks are awful. That should be a very easy win. Before, as you said, next Friday could be a major one, depending on how things shake out against the Flames.
Could be a clincher, right?
Yes.
That could be the kind of game where you just lock up the playoff spot by beating Calgary in Calgary.
Hopefully at that point you get a week to cruise. But
what really matters, though, is this.
Today would have been the birthday of Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins from Psycho, the one who had a great relationship with his mom.
Super close to her.
Yeah, super close. Here's something I did not know till right now. His son, Oz Perkins, has written and directed several horror movies, including Longlegs.
Did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either. Also, The Monkey, which is a Stephen King movie, which is out right now, and I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hearing it's pretty scary. But Longlegs was extremely bothersome and did really, really well. That involved, what's his face?
Nicolas
Cage. Thank you. So how about that? The guy from Psycho, that's his son.
Oh.
Sauce, what if his kid's name was Denny's Perkins?
Wow. Man, that'd be great.
What else could his kid be named?
That guy? He could be named IHOP Denny's.
His last name is Perkins.
Oh. Yeah. Well, then it could be named Hop Denny's, and his friends would call him I.
His last name is Perkins.
Oh, his name could be Mammoth Muffin Perkins.
Wasn't that your high school girlfriend's nickname?
No, that was my nickname because I was huge.
Oh. Whatever, man.
Whatever. Hey, they made a Psycho 2?
Hey, hold on. The boys are talking.
Oh, sorry.
That's what the neighborhood people talked about Jeff and Sue back in the day.
No.
Oh. Hey, should I drive to Champaign, Illinois tomorrow to see ZZ Top?
No.
Okay.
Wow. Yes.
No.
No.
What's wrong with
I thought you were going to fly to see Snow Patrol somewhere. Now you're driving to Champaign to see ZZ Top?
I like to drive, sweetheart.
Yeah, he also about 10 minutes ago had Rod Stewart tickets in his cart, but he didn't go.
Well,
where did John go?
I don't know.
Is he locked out?
Behind you.
Oh, he's recording something. Isn't the Montreal Snow Patrol show this weekend?
Yeah.
That's off the table or what?
That's pretty expensive.
Oh, okay.
And, it doesn't normally matter to me, but it wouldn't cost me much to drive down to Champaign to see the ZZ.
Yeah.
And there's fourth row tickets.
And they have slammers.
Some slammers.
Oh,
and they ain't going to be around forever.
slammers.
They ain't going to be around forever.
Half of them are dead.
There's 3 of them, and one of them's dead.
What's the place called in Champaign?
Asti Spumante.
Oh, I love that arena.
I'm looking. He's looking.
Because I almost went to a show in Champaign. It's not a big deal, but
yeah.
What a cool name for a city. Champaign.
It does make it sound like it's nicer than it is, right?
Yeah, I saw the Dave Matthews Band in Champaign, Illinois.
Yeah.
Nobody cares!
Allstate or something.
No kidding. So you went all the way?
Yeah, we saw him in Chicago one night, and then we drove to Champaign to see him the next night. It was great. It was me and
what a waste of time.
Good time. No, it was fun.
I'm kidding. State Farm Center.
I don't want
Let's say, yeah.
your life.
State Farm Center.
Yeah. I mean, I could drive that way and take my time and see some cool stuff. Maybe hit a place or two.
Oh, dude, there's some great places down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe not make it to the show.
Yeah, and then get there.
Yeah. Turn around. Start diddling.
Can I send you a shopping list?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, there's a Waffle House.
Oh, Waffle House Denny's?
Good Day Cafe Perkins?
IHOP? Baker Square?
Oh, Baker Square Wales. Are there still Baker Squares?
I don't know. Like one, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe we
Man,
can
that
talk
was
about this
great.
about every month or so.
Oreo pie.
Yeah. Oh, Baker Square was the best.
That's my pie.
You mentioned, ZZ Top's now not completely still with us, right? Is that accurate?
The bass player passed.
I don't think that's. I don't know the life and death situation for everybody from Bone Thugs and Harmony. But am I the only one? Did you guys see John Mulaney's 10-minute monologue about Bone Thugs and Harmony?
No.
Was it on his new show?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh
no!
My God, what a great story!
Really?
Yeah, it's a 10-minute story, and I think Netflix posted it a day or two ago on their social media, and then Mulaney did as well. I think even Netflix said it's a 10-minute story, but it's worth it, and they're not kidding. It's Mulaney being super self-deprecating, but it's a true story over the last couple of weeks of them trying to get Bone Thugs and Harmony to do a bit on the show. It's worth 10 minutes of your time.
All right.
Because it's one of those bits where it's a story, but it's almost a perfectly crafted stand-up bit in real time. It's not like he worked on it for months. This is a story that just happened, and he's got great jokes. The timing's perfect. The flow of the 10 minutes is perfect. It's just so well written.
Yeah.
And it'll make you laugh your ass off. You're like, wow, Mulaney almost walked right into this one. Oh. Really good. It's worth your 10 minutes if you got 10 minutes to kill today.
All right.
Super funny story. I would try to recap it, but it would ruin the 10-minute story.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ooh, that was a nice little exchange.
You're welcome, man. Final four this weekend. You got the women's, tonight, and then the men's tomorrow. So the women tonight have Texas and South Carolina at 6 o'clock in Tampa, Florida, and then UCLA and UConn, game 2. UConn is the only 2 seed. The rest of them are all 1s. But I believe, I think ESPN Analytics said UConn wins 70-something% of the time. So they must be the favorite. I didn't see the line. But it's weird to have UConn getting all the steam because Paige Beckers is playing out of her mind right now.
Yeah, UConn tomorrow is a 7-point favorite.
It's tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
7-point favorites. Okay. Right on. What really matters, though, is this.
Sorry, I was looking at a Pipestone National Monument. That would be kind of cool.
Where's that?
Technically South Dakota, right? Down by Brookings. There's a Pipestone is like a quarry, and there's a sign here that says the J.N. Nicollet expedition of 1838 rested here for 3 days in 1838, and they know they were hanging out there. I like looking at that stuff.
How far is the drive, though?
Long.
Yeah, but you can listen to your tunes.
Well, I was thinking about hitting that and then heading on down to see the top.
Yeah, stopping it.
Kind of doesn't make sense.
No, that doesn't make sense at all. That's the wrong way.
I don't know if you know where you're going.
Just like a 7-hour detour.
Yeah,
if you're at that point in South Dakota, you'd be more likely just to stop at a bar and see three guys that look like ZZ Top and just say, "Can you sing a little bit?
Yeah.
Save me the drive to Champaign."
Yeah.
You're going to. Sorry, I was in the other studio spot. You're going to South Dakota for a concert?
No, I was thinking about driving down to Champaign tonight to see, or tomorrow to see ZZ Top, because I love the Top, and they ain't gonna be around forever. But then I saw Pipestone National Monument, and that looked pretty cool. And I thought maybe I'll just hit it on the way down there. I realized that was the wrong direction.
Yeah. This should be our new thing. Every Friday morning, we should find something for Chris to do.
Yeah. That's a great bit.
Where should he drive? Where should he fly?
Yeah. I'll tell you
Seat of the pants.
Because think of the possibilities. If driving to Champaign, Illinois to see ZZ Top is on the radar, then that means we could suggest almost anything.
Yeah. He'd go see Garbage in Ohio.
Yeah.
The band or just humanity?
The band.
Same.
Yeah, that Pipestone, I just did the Google Maps. I would only add about 5 hours to your drive.
Not bad.
No big deal. I ain't got to be there until tomorrow.
Turns a 7-hour into a 12.5-hour drive.
You know what I ought to do is go up and finally see the Boundary Waters. I've never seen that.
Nah.
Too cold?
Not right now.
Yeah.
I'd wait for the summer.
Yes.
All right.
I've never been there. I
haven't either, but I don't think it. You don't have to have been there to understand it this time of year.
Yeah.
It's a little chilly
It's
up there.
probably still frozen.
Oh,
up there.
for sure. The amount of snow
I think
that
they
got
just had like a blizzard up there like the other day. So.
You know what's always there as well is Deadwood, South Dakota is always there.
That's 100%. That we're doing our annual trip next month.
Yeah, man.
It's undefeated, man. It's been great to run into you there a couple times.
God, it's fun, dude.
It has become our favorite. Yeah, me too. That's why it was a blast.
It was a blast.
It's my favorite place to visit, I think. The history, and now too that I watched all these Westerns, and we're on the flight to the Virgin Islands tomorrow. We're going to, good for me.
God, tell us. Good for you.
I downloaded the rest of Deadwood. I don't know if we'll be able to finish, but we're going to be very close. Then we can do the movie.
Yeah.
Because we're on a flight that does not have seat back entertainment or anything, so we're going to be roughing it.
Yep.
Deadwood, though, man.
The best.
Mr. Woo's.
Oh, man, Mr. Woo. God, did we have fun there. Remember when Tony Stemper almost choked on a hot dog?
On a hot dog.
Yeah. You know, it'd be one of those things where, like, you tell that story and, like, God, we miss Tony, but why did he try to make us laugh by trying to deep throat that hot dog?
We didn't encourage him. He was like, should I do this? And we're like, I think you go. I don't think you have to. Okay, yeah, you should.
But, you know, the hot dogs were $2 for $2 or something like that.
And then he went straight Joey Chestnut.
And he thought he was going to die, though.
Because he didn't dunk. Now he knows why they dunked the bun in water before.
Yeah. And of course, I'm laughing so hard, he's gonna die because I can't help him. I'm laughing too hard to give him the Heimlich. And I smashed.
Yeah.
Good times.
He was like that star Heather back in the day. Except she would have had no problem.
Oh, wifey, come on over here. That's a reference a few of you get.
Yep.
Today is the birthday, 81 years old, Craig T. Nelson.
Coach. Wow.
Oh, wow.
81?
81. Check this out. Poltergeist, Coach, and Mr. Incredible. I always forget he's the dad in The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Incredible.
Which by definition then makes him one of the luckiest men on the face of the earth.
Right. Because he's married to...
Son of a bitch. Elastigirl.
That's right.
The slabs?
Yeah.
I'm not that crude, but sure.
What?
I mean,
Crude's is
say
a
what you
different
want.
cartoon.
Yeah, it's Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Not as good.
Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah, great.
I need to
Craig
watch
T.
Coach
Nelson,
again. I wonder if it was good.
I doubt
remember
it.
it being good, you know?
I doubt it.
And it was Minnesota State, wasn't it? Which is weird because I was watching that in probably Virginia.
Yeah.
When it was on.
Yeah.
No idea where Minnesota was on a map because I was dumb.
Paul, your hands up.
You want to know a fun fact about that show?
It involves your Uncle Peter, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, you've said this before.
I forget
I have?
No, we'll say it again anyway.
I haven't heard it.
I forget.
Corey's bored with it, so we'll move on.
Didn't he supply all the merch or something?
Yeah.
Listen,
His
Corey's
company made
very
all the
nearly
merch.
bored with breathing. All right, so don't hold that up.
It's not just you.
Did Coach get to see those beautiful areolas on your uncle?
Boy, they are something. They are something.
And
They
John
really are.
protects them.
Oh, those are mine.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
rip
wow.
them.
I had no idea. My apologies then. 'Cause
Yeah, those are
Get
John's.
away from here.
Yeah.
Get.
Zach, your hands up.
You want to know another fact about Coach?
Yeah.
You know who auditioned to play the role of Coach?
No.
Mark Rosen.
Oh, was he really close?
He was he basically had the role. He turned them down.
He and Craig T. Nelson have had a hell of a career. They really have.
Who the hell is Mark Rosen?
She's an actress.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brilliant.
You know what I wish I could visit? I wish I could visit Valentine.
Oh, here we go.
Man, I might just stay home and play Red Dead Redemption.
Deadwood is kind of Valentine, isn't it?
Kind of is.
And prostitution was there till 1980.
It could be there again for the right price.
That's right.
Damn right.
Man, Red Dead's so fun.
Did I think I told you guys, maybe I didn't, about during COVID we went there, like 2021.
Yeah.
And it was impossible to get a cab. We finally got a cab to leave. And we called and we get in. The gal picks us up. Right.
I know.
The gal picks us up. Other people tried to get into the cab. And I had said, too, I'm like, look for the dude with prosthetic legs. Can't miss me.
Right.
I see her kind of chatting with some guys up there. I'm like, they're going to get in the cab. They didn't. All of a sudden, she like tears up, gets in, and she's like, would you guys like to buy any fireball shots? We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So we did. She's like, I'm going to do one with you. So I was like, all right. Well, and she seemed fine. I suppose legally you can do like one. I mean, maybe not. That one, maybe. Not great, but still, But hey, you live once. And all of a sudden, she's like, those guys back there were son of a bitches or whatever. And we're like, what? She turns around, stops, starts yelling at them. They're like flicking her up. I'm like, what happened? She told them to suck her D.
Wow.
But she used a different word for it. Just arguing. And then she's like, boom, we're driving. She rips another shot. And it was like a 3-minute drive. Just my ass couldn't walk up that hill.
Let me tell you, her family's lived in Deadwood for 200 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that lady.
Calamity Jane is her great aunt.
Yeah, right.
She was, and that was my first time going to Deadwood since I was a kid. And I was like,
love it.
I'm back.
Do you remember, Zacho, when we went to Sturgis and we went up the hill and we got that cab, which was a van on the way back, and the guy was giving us shots? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You don't remember.
It has to be legal.
It is.
I mean, it's maybe not for the driver to be ripping shots, but no one, the police would have said, you're free to go, ma'am.
Yeah, for sure. They knew her. She's lived there her whole life.
She was willing to fight all of those guys.
I love her. You got a business card?
Right. I did at one point have it.
Just changed Hawk's plans.
Yeah, I love it.
My funny thing about Sturgis and by extension Deadwood is I think the most fun memories I have were from some form of transport from one place to the other.
Yeah.
Then we had 40 people in a little tiny thing. Yeah, right.
Because that trolley was full and it wasn't running on schedule. So I was like, I can't walk up the hill to the lot. Now we just stay downtown.
Oh, yeah.
That's the spot.
The jam.
But yeah, that woman I will never forget. My wife was like, I didn't know. She'd take it. She's not wild like me. She goes, I love her. And I was like, me too.
Invite her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Corey, you'd love Deadwood. You should go.
For sure.
You should go.
Yeah.
There's
and
gambling.
There's poker. I think it's limit, though.
What?
I think it's limit.
Is it?
I think so. Huh. They have tournaments.
Well, yeah, you gotta play tournaments.
But which you would crush those, yeah.
Limit poker sucks.
Agree.
But they got roulette and craps. So
I'm a no-limit soldier.
Yeah, you are.
I'll tell you right now, I might just go to Deadwood.
Yeah.
Do it!
Just dress as Arthur and walk around town.
Oh, for
they
sure.
think I was part of the show. You know, they do the show every day.
They came by. They were rough talking Chloe like in a funny way, and they played Go Fish with her. They're like, you cheater. She loved it.
That's the best.
It's kid friendly, but still a little greasy. It's perfect.
A little greasy.
It get greasy.
It's a little grease.
The news is next. Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
You know how we're always talking about what's next? Well, I found it. It's called Formula E. Forget everything you think you know about racing. This isn't just cars going fast. It's like a supercomputer on wheels. The tech is insane, and the drivers, they're like chess grandmasters at 200 miles per hour. You've got to see it. Trust me, you'll be hooked. Follow Formula E live on Roku. Next race, Miami, April 12th.
Something unexpected happened after Jeremy Scott confessed to killing Michelle Schofield in Bone Valley Season 1.
Every time I hear about my dad, it's, oh, he's a killer. He's just straight evil.
I was becoming the bridge between Jeremy Scott and the son he'd never known.
At the end of the day, I'm literally a son of a killer.
Listen to new episodes of Bone Valley Season 2 starting April 9th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.